Everyone knows CS2 has a massive cheater issue right now, and while we have been seeing some progress with the various anti-cheat systems Valve is working on, in some regions you're still gonna get them in a majority of the servers you'll play. To really bring this to light though, looooool, a Counter-Strike stats site that's one of the best out there, released their public data library, a webpage that consists of interactive charts all about these things you're seeing on screen here. Some of this data is really obvious, like everyone knows Dust 2 is going to be the most played map in the Premier pool right now, but it also exposes how insanely bad CS2's cheating issue is. And bro, it's just deadass funny. Chances are you've heard or seen someone complaining about how high elo Premier is only cheaters. And while I know there are some people who don't want to believe this, if you set looooool's kill distribution by weapon chart to a rating of 20 to 25k, the Scout is the most popular. And yeah, some of this is true. There are probably some legit players using Scout in high elo, but it's also the #1 most popular cheater gun, at least from my experience seeing these guys in lobbies and whatnot. Not to mention, then you switch it to 25k elo and above, and it is literally only the Scout. Besides this, there's honestly a lot of really cool info here, and I want to go through it with you guys, but before I do, let me give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is hands down one of the best bot trading sites you can use with Counter-Strike skins. Say you want to upgrade some of your current skins to get something better, this would be the perfect site to do that with. You can also straight up buy skins too, and with their 35% deposit bonus plus my code, it gives anyone quite a nice balance to work with. There's even free giveaways you can enter and rewards for completing simple tasks on the site. Get started with a free $5 using my link in the description below. Alright, with all that out of the way, like I said, there's some really cool information here, so I want to go through each and every one of these graphs that they have. There's only a few, so it's not going to take that long. But starting off with the Premier rating distribution, as of April 2024, and keep in mind, looooool only has the first 4 months worth of data from 2024 so far. Again, in April, 9k elo has the highest percent of players, but this also shows where the most amount of people are. So if you want to take it from a more like wide view, you could say most players are ranked between 4k and maybe 14k elo, but if you want to go by highest percent of players, between 9k and 12k is where the most amount of players are. You can also sort this by region too, and because I am NA, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Okay, it doesn't really differ that much. 9k elo still has that highest percentage of players, but there's definitely more players towards the lower side, so that's kind of funny. Continuing on here, we got the competitive map rank distribution next. So here you can pick the map that you want to look at, the region again, and then the date, of course. It's defaulting to office right here, and obviously most of everyone's going to be in silver. But what's funny is you can see it goes all the way up to DMG here, and if I hover over this, there are 2 players it has on record that have DMG in competitive office. That's really funny. The fact that 2 people spent the time to get this, bro, like now for the sake of this video not being forever, I don't want to go through every single one of these. I'm going to look at Nuke because I'm curious about Nuke. Keep in mind, if you want to go through all of these, or if there's more on this webpage you want to see, I'll have it linked in the description below. But for Nuke, it looks very similar to Office, but of course, Silver 2 is the highest most played spot. It actually looks a lot like Office, but Silver 2, dude, there's so many more players there. And I mean, that kind of makes sense. I prefer Silver 2 Nuke if I'm playing Nuke. But again here too, DMG is the highest recorded rank with 1 person sitting there right now. That's followed by the performance metric tool, and this one is honestly really cool. For the 2 sides, right now on the bottom it's set to crosshair placement, and on the left side it's set to time to damage in milliseconds. But you can specifically change those right up here with this drop down to any one of these things. And of course you can change it along with the region, the rating, the map that you want to look at, and then the date. But this is where it begins to get funny, because right here you can already see evidence of cheaters in high elo. All these people up here, these are normal people with average time to damage and average crosshair placement. But then you get down to these red dots. Let's just hover over 26k for example. Average time to damage here is only 25.5 milliseconds. That is so not human. Like, that's just straight up impossible. Right next to that, they've got 27k at 18.9 milliseconds, and just because I'm curious, if I go over to 29k here, oh my, 6.4 milliseconds. This is just screaming between 25k and 29k, it is all cheaters. But to be honest, this chart just exposes them non-stop, because if we switch the x-axis to, let's say, spray accuracy, you can see the normal players right here have, like, you know, a 26, 28, 30, maybe 32% spray accuracy. But then all the way down here in this little group of 26k to 30k elo, it looks like, they all have basically no spray accuracy. But it's because they're only tapping heads because of like an auto trigger or something like that. The cheaters just have no need for spraying. Now, continuing on that time to damage though, if we scroll down here, we have what are players' time to damage in Premier. Now, out of all maps, all regions, all ratings, most people have a 500 to 800 millisecond reaction time. It looks like if you're really fast, maybe you have a 400 to 500 millisecond reaction time, but anything below that is literally unheard of. And this chart too also straight up backs up what I was saying like 30 seconds ago. That cluster of points all down in the corner corner of the last graph, they're all hackers. Like, they were straight up all cheaters. Following that, we've got how many kills does a top fragger normally get, and the top 3 numbers here are 23, 22, and 24, which in my opinion feels a little bit low, but I guess that seems right. Below that, then we got what are the most played maps in Premiere. We were already talking about this in the intro. Obviously, Dust 2 is going to be number 1. Mirage was number 1 until Overpass was swapped out for Dust 2, and obviously Dust 2 was going to take that number 1 spot, but then that's followed by Inferno, Vertigo, Ancient, Nuke, and Anubis at least popular. If you want to see an up-to-date statistic on what maps are CT and T-sided, this is that info right here. You can see Anubis is the most T-sided map with a 52.7% win rate, where Mirage and Nuke are tied at 51.5% for most CT-sided map. Following that, we have side win rate economy tool. This one, in my opinion, is a little stupid because obviously whoever's going to have more money is going to have a higher percentage here, and if they have the same money, it's going to look about the same as it does now. So skipping that one and going down to who wins pistol rounds more, believe it or not, T-side on all of these maps have a higher win rate percentage. Like, you're more likely to lose a CT pistol round, this is saying. Now, it's not a massive difference, and what's kind of funny is it even shows how the Glock is slightly more powerful than the USPS right now, I'd say. But following that, we have who wins full buy rounds more. For this one, CT side on all maps takes the win. And following that, we have kill distribution by weapon. Obviously, the AK, M4, A1S, and the AWP are going to be the most popular. In fact, the top 10 here all make a lot of sense. Like, these are completely normal. But if we switch that rating down to 20 to 25k, that changes to the Scout taking most popular, with the AK and the AWP following it. And if we switch it to 25k and above, you can see, yeah, it's literally only Scout and AWP and even Auto at that point. So once again, 25k plus ELO, safe to say it's basically all cheaters. And for like the 3rd time this video, this also proves it. Like, bro, I hope Valve sees this webpage at one point or another, because this is really, really pathetic for them. For the last 2 graphs to wrap up this video, we got how many rounds are usually played in a Premiere game. This one seems a little bit broken right now because apparently there's never 25, 26, or 27 rounds played. It's only 24 below or 28 and above. And then how long does a Premiere match usually last? And of course, that's gonna be 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, MR12, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you guys did want to check out this webpage for yourself, like I said, link will be in the description below. But yeah, if you made it this far, definitely make sure you guys drop a like and of course subscribe if you're new. And with all that said, now whatever video is showing on your screen, the YouTube algorithm thinks you might like. So do me a favor and go check it out.